just a couple of minutes, just make sure we don't miss anybody. Did anybody do their homework last week? Type a 1 in the chat. So all you had to do, so this is just a little recap for what we did last week. We had everybody, hey, Marissa. Hi, girl. Okay, so we just had everybody, first of all, we did a little bit of self-care every day. So we're going to get ourselves super feeling good. We just kind of like built the bottom of the house. Okay. You can't start all this without starting with a foundation or a slab. All you realtors, I'm sure you'll appreciate this analogy. So basically we got to get ourselves like ready. We got to get feeling good. We got to get rid of all those limiting beliefs that we suck or that we're too old or that we don't know what we're doing or that we look stupid or that our face is weird on the screen or that our nose is crooked or that we're too much. And those are just some of mine, obviously. But once you get clean all that out, then you can really start from a better energy and a better place, because you know what? People just want your energy. That's what they want. They want your energy and they want your information. That's it. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what you look like. Energy is everything, right? I mean, so once we get out of our own way and we learn a couple of little tricks, which is what I'm going to teach you, I think it's 90% energy. I really do. I think it's 90% of what you're bringing out there and then 10% of strategy. And the strategy is easy. And really, once you get consistent, it's going to blow your mind. I was talking to Marissa about this. She's like, oh my God, my reach and my engagement is up like, what'd you say? Like 100%, 94%, like crazy.
Now it's up 151%.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's consistency, y'all. It is consistency. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's so much better to have something out there than to have nothing out there, right? So even if you just do a little something every day, if you do one story a day, that's it. Just while you get your feet wet, just while you kind of figure this out, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. That is when the algorithm picks up and starts saying, oh, she's actually serious. Like she wants to talk to people. Let me send her to some people. And that's how it all starts. So, all right. Looks like we've got a good number of people in here. Y'all, this is so exciting. I'm so happy so many people are here. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. All right. So we're going to start with a dance party. Let me just give you a quick preface to this. I woke up this morning. I've decided to start working out again. And when you're 52, it is not as easy as it was when you were like 22 or 32 or even 42. So my body is sore as hell right now. Like I can't even move my whole butt. Like when you go to the bathroom, you know, that kind of thing. So this morning I woke up and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring it today, which is weird for me because I walk around like a big old Pollyanna. But I told my husband, I was like, I don't know if he goes, you know what we're going to go do right now? We're going to go do a cold plunge in our backyard. Our pool is 55 degrees. And I put this song on, and halfway through, we're screaming in the backyard. Our neighbors probably think we are nuts, but it was so cold. And we were like, stare at the blank page. Anyway, changed my whole attitude. I am now on top of the world. Got on my red glasses, ready to go. So let's have a little dance party. If you don't want to do it on camera, turn your camera off, get your body moving, just kind of do what you got to do to shake it all out, and then we'll get started. So in the chat if you feel better than you did, 4 minutes ago. I do. I'm a little out of breath, but what's new? Oh my gosh, that song. And if you listen to the words, it's all about like, listen, it's all unwritten. You have no idea who's out there waiting to hear what you have to say. You have no idea. And if you don't ever try and you don't put yourself out there and you don't just press share, they're never going to know. You sitting around freaking out, planning. I heard the best thing the other day. I don't know if you've heard of Lewis Howes in the School of Greatness, but he interviewed someone. I put it on one of my stories, but it was all about like dreams where they go to die is in the planning. Like I had an idea to do this a few weeks ago. And I was like, I'm not an expert at this, but I know there are people out there who want to learn this. And we make it so confusing and complicated and scary, and it doesn't have to be. It does not have to be that way. So, okay, everybody, tell me in the chat right now if any of you had a win for the week. Like if you had someone reach out to you because you actually did a story on something, or if you had, or you did a reel and it made you feel good, or it popped off and it got I had some things pop off this week. And when I say pop off, that's like the cool kids term for it. You got more than like 50 views. Like I've had some crazy things happen where one of mine is up to like it's almost 500,000. And it is the dumbest reel you'll ever see. It is a hideous kitchen. It's a weird, like, I don't even understand it. But anyway, anybody have any wins? Come on, don't be shy. You can unmute yourself if you want. Come on. There's got to be somebody. All right. Well, I had a win because I had a couple of my videos go viral, or not viral, but like 20 something thousand views. And I was like, wow. And you know what it is? It's consistency. It has nothing to do that my reels are fantastic or that I spend, hours and hours on each one and the content and the captions and all that. No, it's just getting it out there, and it's getting it out there every day. That is a big thing. Oh, sorry, Tiffany, were you unmuted? Tell me. Oh, wait, unmute yourself, Tiffany.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Yes, go.
Okay, I'm on my mobile phone because I'm actually traveling, so I didn't bring my laptop. But just wanted to share my my win for the week was my business partner and I posted our first reel just announcing the launch of our business. And because of that, we had a husband purchase a gift certificate for their wife for Valentine's Day. So we were super excited about that. And that was because of a reel that we posted. So
of course it was. And by the way, she just launched February 5th, like a couple of days ago. So, I mean, that is amazing. So this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's so simple, but we make it so hard. We make it like, oh my God, what if I put it out there and I look stupid? Or what if I look, I look stupid a lot, and that's okay. Like people are so not worried about you. And if they are, wow, like they need to get a life, right? But that's really not the case. Most of the time, people are just more worried about themselves and how it's going to affect them and how it's going to make them look, or if it's going to help them. And how will you ever know? I mean, I've had so many people reach out to me as an agent who are like, I didn't even know you're a realtor. I'm like, damn, I have been doing this for 18 years. Like, wow, have I been doing a bad job publicizing myself? But that's my job. Like, that's not anybody else's job to do for me. So, all right, well, let's get started. I'm excited about that, Tiffany. And just wait, girl. When you start doing stories and you have links, I mean, people are gonna be like, who is this girl? I want some of that noble agent business. Okay, so let's go on. We've done the wins. Okay, here's what I want you to do. 2 things we're going to do real quick together as a little family, as a little group. I want you to go into your phone right now. Grab your phone By the way, it was 11:11 just a minute ago. Just so you know, I don't know how many woo-woos out there are of you, but it'll always be during my call, which is maybe on purpose. Okay, so go to your phone, go to Instagram. I'm hoping, did anybody decide not to do Instagram? Drop it in the chat if you've decided to put your to do your one. We decided last week that we were going to do one platform. And the good thing about Instagram is it does feed into Facebook. So that's kind of like 2 for 1. But I know, and I talked about this last week, I was freaked out about doing Instagram because I thought my age group of people and my alpha client was more like my age and that they were more into Facebook. That is not true. In fact, because you're posting to Instagram, it does automatically go to Facebook. So you're hitting the Facebook people anyway. But I was so nervous to like ignore those people. And my Instagram got screwed up and I wasn't even feeding to Facebook for like 6 months and I didn't even know it. So it's doing its job. Instagram's my favorite. So everybody's doing Instagram. Okay, good. I just want to make sure. All right, go.
Amy, do you do anything with TikTok or everything that will only on Instagram? Okay.
I think it's really important to pick one
Okay.
and really get good at that. And then once you've figured that out, move on to TikTok. Now you can take your reels and post them into TikTok. I don't know how to do that. So that would be another Google, Google that. My main thing is Instagram, just because I love it personally. It's my favorite. I just like getting on Instagram and like playing around with it and scrolling and stuff. So that was just kind of my vibe. But anyway, okay, so we're going to go there. Now you're going to click on your professional dashboard. Does everybody see where that is? That's kind of in the center of your profile. It's going to tell you right there the insights for the last month. And that is January 10th through February 8th is what mine says. It'll tell your accounts reach, your engaged, your total followers, how much content you shared. I want you to take a picture of that. And I want you to DM it to me. Okay. Because I want accountability all over the place. That's the only way this is going to work, is if you're accountable. And you will be, it'll make you feel so good. It becomes a game, kind of. It becomes fun because every day you're like, oh my God, I got 2 more followers. Oh my God, I'm up 5% in my whatever. No, just send it to my, like, DM it to me. So just take a picture of it and then go to my account, Amy Elkman, and then put that picture in my DMs. Yeah, there we go. Jean sent me one. Woo-hoo! See how fun it is? So it's like instant gratification. Oh, Marissa.
Hey, Amy, where
Yes.
do you find the professional dashboard?
Okay, so when you go to your main page, can y'all see? It's right in the middle, right here. It says professional dashboard. Oh, wait. Are you a creator account? Are you a business account?
I'll have to double check with my business partner.
Okay.
She's kind of the lead on
I'll
social
tell
media.
you really
so I'll
quick.
get
I
her.
can tell you really quick what you are.
I'm not the creator on it. I know that for sure.
Okay. Let's see. Are we doing the Noble Butler? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not really sure, but right in the middle here on oh, maybe it's because you're not the creator.
Yeah. I'll get with my business
Yeah.
partner.
Okay. So, well,
Perfect.
if you can, well, you know what? Just send me that page where it says 120 followers and 10 posts. Just take a picture of that and send it to me.
Okay.
Okay, so that'll be fun. We'll keep accountable. So by the end of the month, we'll see how much everyone is growing. And maybe we'll even do a little like giveaway, whoever grows the most. Wouldn't that be fun? I just came up with that. Okay. Riley, let's write that down. That'd be fun. Okay, so now I want you to do one more thing for me. I want you to go to my account at Amy Elkman. Okay. So let's get into that. And it looks like this with my little picture of me sitting on the bench with my red skirt on. Okay. You're going to go into my message, or you're just going to click on anything. Like you can click on any of my posts. And I know that you've done this already, but I just want to show you how cool this is that we're going to learn. If not today, we'll definitely learn it next week. Click on any of my posts and write the word hot seat. So do that really quick and watch what happens. All right, so I see, yep, there you go. So as you can see, you're going to get a message. I didn't do anything. Did you get a message from me? Yep. Okay. That is called mini chat. I'm going to teach y'all this week. Now, there is a method to my madness too. Next week on Tuesday, if you're a realtor and you're not with EXP, I'm getting put in the hot seat of my realtor and my group. It's called Powerhouse, that I am absolutely obsessed with. And I'm so excited because they take me and they're going to talk to me the whole hour about my business. So if you're interested in something like that and you just want to see what we do, that's the link to the call. But I just wanted to show you how easily you can do this with systems that you don't even have to touch, right? Because the whole point of getting into Instagram and having people watch you is to get them off of Instagram so that you can get their email, that you can get their business, right? Because as long as they're in here, you don't really own them. But once they get off of here and you put them into an email or you put them into a system that you come up with, that's when all the magic happens. And it can start with a notepad. It can start with you just saying, oh, look, I just got something from, Kristen. I'm going to write her name and her handle down, and I'm going to remember to send her whatever I told her I would send her. Now, mini chat will make that a lot easier. But for now, I just wanted to show you how that worked. Okay. So now we're going to talk about the algorithm. Okay. A lot of people say, well, I'm posting. I don't get it. I'm posting every day and I'm not getting any engagement. Okay. There's a reason why. You have to be intentional with what you post. So one of the ways you can do that is just do a little bit of market research. This will take you 15, 20 minutes, but it will make your life so much better because you will actually be sending the right people your message. Okay. So whatever you're doing, if you're an agent, most of you are realtors, but I know we've got, Tiffany's doing her new business. I know Kristen's doing all her fabulousness with her breath work and sound baths. By the way, if you want, shameless plug, Kristen is doing a sound bath later today at 1:30. If you want to join, it's going to be amazing. I will be there with my headset on. Okay. Anyway, and maybe Kristen, you can drop that in the chat, the link to that if you want people to join, because it's going to be amazing. All right. Sorry. Just had to shamelessly plug. I want to shamelessly plug all of y'all. So anytime you do a reel or you do a story, tag me, because then I will tag it to my audience. And this is such a great way to collaborate. I mean, y'all, the thing I love so much about my real estate group, the Powerhouse, is first of all, that's where I learned all of this, just to let you know. Like, I didn't just say, let me go Google some stuff. This is from my actual broker. Like, it's insane. And I could talk about that all day and I won't. But I'm just saying, like, we can be collaborating. All of you are in different states and you can be talking to one another in our Facebook group, practicing with one another, tagging each other. While we're on this call, you should take a picture of this and tag some people and say, hey, I was in this, free Zoom call all about social media for old people and it was amazing. And blah, 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 whatever. That's a story. There's one of your 4 stories. Just get into the vibe of doing that. Okay. So what I want you to do for market research, I want you to go find, now this is generous, 30 to 50 accounts. I think I did like 5, but go find some accounts that you really like, that they're doing it really well. For me, it was Amy Gregory. I am obsessed with her. I love the way she sells. I love the way she's a realtor online and a mom and, works 20 hours a week, but's making $1 million a year. Yes, please. I want to do that all day. Right. So follow people who are doing it the way you want to do it. And also that's in your niche. Make sure it's in your niche. Like, there are a lot of people out there doing really cool stuff, but if they're not realtors, I don't really need to be following them. Again, think of it like Big Brother is watching all day long. So the algorithm is watching everything you look at. That is why I also want you to be very intentional with while you're building your account and really trying to go all in on Instagram, you need to be careful with what you're watching and what you're looking at, because Instagram is following it like Big Brother. For example, cat videos, or like my husband loves to watch pimple poppers. I am not, that's disgusting. But then Instagram's going to think, oh, Amy surely likes the pimple poppers. Let's bring that on. Last month, I did a lot of stuff with The Magic, which is The Secret, which is Rhonda Byrne. I don't know if you've heard of her. And I did a whole month of intentional, like I did it every single day on my podcast. So I am getting a lot of secret in my Explore page. So just be intentional with what you're looking at, just for the next 30 days. I'm not saying don't get on Instagram ever and just have fun scrolling, but honestly, I don't scroll anymore. Like I put my stuff out, I DM, I see who's following me, and I see who needs to be answered. And then I just get off. Like go live your life. You don't need to be scrolling. You're either consuming or you're contributing. No more consumption. Let's just throw it all out there. Let's get these businesses like everybody's going to be amazed. Okay. When you find these people, I think I have 10, like 30 to 50 is very generous. Look at what went viral. Now, do you know how to do that? I will show you how to do that. So when you go to anybody's page on Instagram and you see there's 3 bars, there's 3 tabs right here. One is like a grid, and one has a little movie theater arrow. Oh, my bad finger. Sorry. And then one is like a people. Do y'all see where I'm talking? Type one in the chat if you get me. Anyway, I just want to make sure you can understand what I'm doing. Okay, good. Now, the middle one is Reels. Okay, so let's click on that. And you can go to your own page and do this if it's easier. Now, when you look down, it's only going to show you the reels that you've done so far, and it'll tell you in the bottom corner how many times it was viewed. So like this one for me is my big one, and I pinned it to the top because it's got 358,000 views, which is insane to me. I still don't get it. It's the ugliest, whatever. You just never know what's going to go viral. So that is how you see other people's reels too. You can do this with anybody, not just yourself. If you go to your favorite account, you click on that button and it'll show you how many reels have been viewed. And so you'll click on that reel and you'll say, oh, wow, that performed really well. Again, I can't explain it. It's Denzel Washington stirring a cup of tea. I don't even understand. And it's a terrible house, but it went viral. But I think it's because look at it says, what stops a house from selling? That's one of my favorite hooks. People love that. For some reason, anything negative, people love it. So I say a lot of what not to do, how not to get your house ready, why you shouldn't move to Dallas, Texas. People love, for some reason, there's something about the negative that pulls people in. It's crazy, but that's just another little tidbit that I've found. So go to their reels, see what performed really well, look at their hooks, see what they were, write those down. Because that is going to be what you're going to want to do. Okay. This also gives you material. This gives you instant hooks. It gets you. So whenever you do a reel, I don't want you ever to do a reel without a hook. And a hook is the text across the middle with a white background and black letters. I've tried them all. I've done them where they're like blending in. I've done them when they're colors. The best thing for me, write this down and do this with me. Go back to Instagram and pretend if you press the little plus button at the bottom, act like you're going to do a reel. Okay. So let's just pretend you're going to make a reel out of anything. Okay. So this is just a picture. I'm doing that. And then I'm going to press next. When you come to that, there's a little text that comes up. Well, actually this one is okay. You press next again. and it's going to have the little A in the bottom. That's text. You're going to click on that and you're going to write something. That goes across the cover of your reel. If it doesn't have a cover, people scroll right past it. People that you want to catch their attention in less than 4 seconds. That's how people want to see your stuff. And so if you don't have any kind of text there, they're just going to scroll right past you. That's what's so important about doing a little research, seeing the people who have done this well. What are they putting out there? I literally went to Amy Gregory and Jenna Peterson and Hey Ashley Walker, and I just wrote down all their tags, all their hooks. And then I just do them. I'm telling you, they don't care. If they're doing it well, they could care less, and they're not paying attention to who's stealing their stuff. Now, I don't steal their captions. I don't steal like all their words, and I don't pretend like they're me, but those hooks are so important because they stop the scroll. Okay. And then you find out like what's working or what you can use in your business. So put your own spin on it, obviously, or you don't even have to. You can just use what they say and write them all down. If you're really savvy, which I'm not, you can put them in a Google Doc. I don't know how to do that. Riley helps me with that. Thank you, Riley. But you can also, one thing I love to do is just go to the notes in my phone. If you could see the notes in my phone, I have like 4 million notes because every time I make a reel, I put it in the notes in my phone as well. So this is all just little bitty tricks that will make your life so much better. Okay. So let's move on to the second most important thing you can do. Again, we're laying the groundwork. This is so crucial because if you don't know, what do they say? If you're shooting, if you don't know what your target is, you will never, ever, what is it? If you shoot at nothing, you're going to hit it every time. That's what it is. You have to know who you're talking to. So you don't have to do it right this second, but I want you to write down who is your ideal client. Write this down. It can be your alpha client. It can be your avatar. There's so many people and so many buzzwords about this, but basically, who are you talking to? And not only are you going to think, I like this person. This sounds kind of fun. No, I want you to spend a good 5 to 10 minutes free writing on this. I want you to have such a visual that you cannot get over like how robust this picture is in your mind. I want you to know what they look like. I want you to know how old they are. I want you to know where they live. Where do they vacation? Where do they go out to dinner? If you're an agent, what is their price point? Where do they go on vacation? Where do they eat? Where do they buy their clothes? Are they a Nordstrom girl or are they a Target girl? Are they a first home buyer or are they a luxury buyer? Are they empty nesters? I want you to get so laser focused on this that I want you to name her. Mine has a name. Like literally, this is who I'm talking to. Every time I write a caption, every time I post anything, I am writing to this woman. I know where she eats. She goes to Hudson House. She goes to the country club. I know that she vacations in Cabo. I know that she has $1 million to $2 million price range because I want the bougie luxury girl. I want to do the least amount of transactions for the most amount of money at this phase in my life. You may want a first home buyer, and that's great too. Get it down like laser focus. This is exactly who I'm talking to every single time. This is going to change your life. Because when you are talking to someone, it becomes a real person. And then it makes it so much easier. You're not like, oh, it's so broad when you don't know who you're talking to. Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't leave out the first time home buyers. No, I know that I don't want to target that audience. I want to target people my age. I want to target people who are maybe even wanting to buy a second home. I want to target people who are about to be empty nesters. Maybe they're downsizing, but they're wanting it to be more expensive. I don't know. But these are the kind of things that you really have to hash out and get so laser focused on. And it's going to make your life so much easier when you're making captions, when you're making your hooks. Everything is going to become so much easier. So then once you figure that out, you can do that later. You don't have to do it right now. Or you can start now, whatever you want. Then you're going to figure out, what do they want? What are their desires? What do they want? So I think about my lady, like, okay, she has 3 kids, 2 of them are in college. I mean, basically, she's me. Like, she is, and I think sometimes your most alpha client is you 5 years ago or you 3 years ago, especially if you're in like a transformative type service-based business like Kristen, or even like if you do Reiki work, or if you're holistic in any way, or you're doing some kind of, or you're a coach, you're thinking of people. What were they doing? What were you doing 3 years ago when you needed help and you made your transformation? Right. So I personally, I know that my girl, she shops at Lululemon and she has kids in college. So she's sending care packages off at this time of the week. Oh my gosh, I should have done a story on that. I'm going to do that later because I'm going to go to the post office. And when I go to the post office and send my 2 college kids little care packages, I'm going to say, look what I found at Target. It was so easy. I bought it for all the roommates and now I'm sending it off. Oh my gosh, I love this Eagle Postal Center, and give them a little tag. If you're a realtor, you should be doing this all day long. You should be carrying your phone in your pocket and being like, here I am at Eagle Postal, tag them. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to repost it to their audience. So then you're just hitting even more eyes. So if you get really good at just thinking all day long, ooh, would this make a good story? It doesn't even have to be a video. It can just be a picture of me at the counter paying or whatever. And I'm saying, sending off those Valentines, hope they get there in time. Hee hee. Thank you, Eagle Postal. You're amazing. And if they have an Instagram account, they will repost you. They always do. I try to do this once a week with a restaurant. Like on the weekends, if you go to your favorite hangout, you just take a picture of your meal and say, oh my gosh, Hudson House, you're the best. Guess what? It's hard to get in. Make sure you make a reservation weeks in advance. But if you want a great martini, here's where you go. Boom. You just did a story. You tag them. They repost you. Hello. And then you're getting all those bougie bees who are at Hudson House drinking their martinis and thinking about how they want to buy a new house. Oh, Amy Elkman was here. I wonder if she would help us. I think I can. Right. So this is how it all works. And once you start really thinking, I wake up in the morning and I'm thinking in terms of like, oh, what stories can I make today? Like, what can I think about that's going on in my life that somebody might be interested in? And you'll be amazed. It is the funniest thing. I was talking with the Powerhouse. We were on a call yesterday and one of the Powerhouse girls said, my husband and I are going on our 20th wedding anniversary and we're trying to decide where to go. My husband wants, like a kitchen in the room and he wants an ocean view. And I want a valet and I want to be walking distance to the town. Which would you prefer? Always be polling your audience. This is where stories are great because you can make a quick story, take a picture of where you are in the restaurant and say, oh my gosh, I'm at Hudson House. What's your favorite thing on the menu here? You wouldn't believe how many people will come out of the woodwork. They just are dying to like help or like even just, talk to you. And then that starts a conversation. Oh, you live in Dallas? Me too. I live like 4 blocks from here. Where do you live? Oh my gosh, how old are your kids? You just start conversations. This would be great for you, Tiffany. So good. Like just everything that you are working on around town and people that you're connecting with, you need to be just glamorizing them, tagging them, and then asking people questions like, what are your pain points? But you don't have to say pain point. That sounds too marketing bullshitty. Just say like, how hard is it to get a care package to your kids in college? Wouldn't it be great if this were easier and you could just hand it off to somebody who's in? There's your audience right there. Those are your people. Like you should be polling people all day long. All of us.
So
But-
Amy, since
Yeah.
I'm traveling right now, how would I leverage that I'm here in California celebrating my girlfriend's 50-year-old, birthday party?
Yeah.
Like
So-
how would you leverage that?
Oh, you just say, look where I am. Oh my gosh. Have you ever been to California? Where do you vacation when you come here? You You
Okay.
make it so organic. You don't want it to be salesy. You don't want it to be like, I can help you make a trip to California. You just say, oh my gosh, I know this place is so awesome. Have you ever been here? You just start a conversation. You just want to talk to people. That is
Okay.
all people.
Don't overthink it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you don't. And then you're like, oh, yeah, it's her 50th birthday. We're at this place. Have you ever been here? Where do you stay when you're in California? I mean, you just make it so organic because that's what it is. We're in the people business, all of us, right? Like, if you're in a business, you're in a people business. People buy things from you or they buy a service from you. So nobody wants to be sold anything. I have look, and I will buy ice from an Eskimo. So I am like the God's gift to anyone in marketing or sales. But I can even feel icky when someone's like, when was the last time you checked to see how much you owe on your house? I can help you with that. No, no, thank you. Let's just talk about Hudson House. Let's just talk about vacations. Let's talk about our kids. Let's just talk about life. And then after you kind of get into the vibe of doing that, the next thing you know, you've got DMs coming in from all these different people. And then all of a sudden you're the expert. You don't need to ever talk to them about your business. You need to show them about your business in your reels, but talk to them in stories about their life. So it's kind of like Amy Gregory says, I love this. The stories are kind of like the meet cute. It's like when you first meet a guy and you want to look really cute and you're in college and you're like, oh, I have to go to the library because I know that's where all the cute boys are. That's stories. That's when you're just showing your personality, you're showing your life, you're showing what you do every day, you're showing what you love. And by the way, when you get really good at that, you're going to attract people who want to be with you. Not it's very organic. It's very you're just not going to attract people who you don't want. I mean, I have a certain client who I'm manifesting and I don't want anyone other than that. And by showing myself online of who I really am and who I really want in my life, that's who I'm going to attract. Does that make sense? So stories, you're just showing your life. There's no sales in stories really. Unless it's like, hey, meet me. I'm going to have a sound bath on Tuesday. Of course, you're going to throw your stuff out there. But when most of your stories are just about your life, no one feels like you're selling to them because they just think you're like this cool girl who's like on, who's on stories all day because she just has a badass life. And then, by the way, they're going to want to be a part of that. Right? At least that's my experience. Okay. So then once you start figuring out what they want, because you're polling them all day long in your story, you're saying, hey, do you like white exteriors or black exteriors? Do you like to vacation in Cabo or 30A? Do you prefer sushi or a steak dinner? I mean, Albernays or Uchi? Like, just make it fun. The more fun you're having, the more people are drawn to you and magnetized to you, and they want to talk to you, and then they want to sell their house with you. You know what I'm saying? Because we could have some really stodgy I almost said a bad word. Old guy who knows all the market comps and he knows all the stats and he's going to sell your house. But is it going to be fun? Like, nobody wants to do that when it's just going to be this awful process where it's just this old fart who, doesn't get you. You know what I'm saying? So I like to make sure that they know that I know where all the carpools are. I know how to get into the PTA. I know the football schedule for Woodrow and also all the private schools. Like, I want to be the expert on all that stuff. And again, this is what you use social media for. You're showing people all day long your expertise just through your life. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions on that? Type it in the chat or you can unmute yourself. All right. So we're going to figure out what they want. If you're a realtor, I kind of geared this to realtors, but you're going to want to just kind of like, I like to think of it like you do some pillars of what is important to you. Okay. My pillars are, I love meditation. I love health. I love my family. I love being outside and I love real estate and I love fixing up houses and I love podcasting. Okay, so I like a lot of things. If you can narrow it down to like 3 or 4 or 5 things that are your pillars, that is the things that really light you up, that you want people to know about you. And these are the people that you're attracting to you as well, right? So in those pillars, you can figure out, like, I would just take a few minutes, do a free writing exercise on what are your pillars? What are the 5 things that are the most important to you in your business and in your life? And then your content can just focus around those things. So you've got lifestyle content from your area, like we were talking about, walking in nature with your dogs. You can be at the park with your kids. Maybe you want your alpha client is a mom with 3 kids who's outgrown her house. Perfect. You make sure that you're at every park, you're at every PTA party, you're at kid-friendly lunch places, showing your cute little precious babies in their high chair. Like, I would have loved to have seen that kind of content when I was younger and I was looking for a house, right? And then you're the expert. Hey, look at me. Not only do I sell houses, but I'm also this great mom, and I know where to go when you want a really good park that doesn't have, scary pedophile looking people around. I don't know. That was a bad example, but you know what I mean? Like, you want to be in the know. Okay. If you're a realtor also, home tours are great. I sometimes will just book a showing, and I will ask, obviously, if you don't have any listings right now and you're wanting to get listings, right? Because a lot of us, it's hard. It's hard to find people to list their house. So here's what you do. You make a listing appointment and you say, I have some clients. I want to preview the home. Is it okay if I take some video for my social media? Make sure you have permission. And also, because some people are weird and they don't want their home on social media. And I get that. Now, if it's a vacant home, most people are cool with it, especially the agents, because they want to sell the house. You're trying to help them sell the house. And if they don't, never call them again, because they're not team players, in my opinion. But anyway, so you go to the home preview and you just shoot some film, shoot some video. You are now the expert on what just hit the market. And you make a reel out of it and you say, what does $1.2 million look like in Dallas, Texas? That is one of my hottest hooks. What does $900,000 look like in Dallas, Texas? You have a preview of the house, and in the bottom you give the information and make sure you tag the listing agent. Always, always, always tag the listing agent. I even do something kind of fun, like, this fabulous listing is brought to you by the impeccable, whoever from Compass Realty. So it just makes them feel a little happy too. So that is a really good way to do a reel on home tours. Those are great. I do those once a week. And this can be also, if you don't have a schedule of it's hard for you to come up with ideas, if you will DM me the word, what is my word? I can't even remember. Reels. Yeah, reels. DM reels to me, and I will send you a 30-day social media calendar that I've already put up for you. It's pretty. You just print it off, stick it on your bulletin board, and you've got an idea every day. Marketing strategies for listings. I do this all the time with my open houses. Like, I will show how I give the neighbors gifts. I will show me putting the gifts together. Where did I buy the gifts? I will tag Amazon, showing like, oh, I got these cute black boxes on Amazon. There's so much material out there, especially for stories. And once you open up the aperture and you think about all the things you do all day as an agent, I'm telling you, it is going to change your life. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is easy. I don't have enough time in the day to all the stories I want to do. Right. And here's another thing. If, let's say, you're doing a home tour, you're doing an open house, and you're buying, like, I had this open house at a place called Mimosa. It was on Mimosa Lane. So I made mimosas. I don't drink anymore, but I did mimosas and it was such a hit. Okay, great. So you know what I did? I did a video of me pouring the mimosas, and I'm like, look how funny, mimosas on mimosa. Everybody loves it. Whoop, whoop. Even before you go, you can take a picture of the orange juice and the champagne and the little glasses and say, isn't this a fun idea? What are some fun ideas that you've what are some fun open houses that you've been to? Guess what? That gives you ideas. And it also gives you people who have been going to open houses. And what do we know about people who go to open houses? They are ready to play. They are ready to buy a house. They're your best ever. So anyway, just make sure you show your personality, right? I mean, I think you've seen mine. I am me all over social media, but that's who I am in real life. And that's who I want people. If they like me online, then they'll like me in real life. I'm not pretending to be anybody that I'm not. So let me read these really quick because y'all are asking me some questions. I'm focusing on tenants, which can be very broad. My client can be a divorcee or a single mom or a family relocating to Florida. I think it makes it difficult. Yeah, I would pick one. And I'm just saying this because once you pick one and you really get good at that one, it doesn't matter. You're going to attract more people. But it's more about in your mind who you're talking to, not so much who's actually seeing you. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it just makes your life easier as far as putting content out there. It doesn't mean just because you put in your mind, you're really just relocating people. You know, let's say in your mind, you've got this perfect client and I want you to get really specific. Like they are from California and they're tired of being in California and now they want to be in Florida because it's cheaper and it's more beautiful. So let's go. So you are talking to that person all the time. You're not really saying, hey, all you California babies, let's go. But you are in your mind thinking like, you're saying tired of paying taxes. Guess what? The taxes here are so great. And it's just as beautiful as anywhere else. And it's warm all the time and you never get cold or whatever. And I love your shovel sunshine. I mean, that's a whole nother beautiful, like you're talking to all those snowbirds, bring them. But that's when it gets confusing in your own mind when you're like, oh, I really want the snowbirds, but then I really want divorcees, but then I really want single moms. That's too much and it's confusing and it gets diluted. So I think pick one, what feels best in your body. And then once you pick that person, you just go all in for a month. And you can always change it. If that doesn't work and you don't get any traction, go in for another month at divorcees or whatever. But I really think once you just hit one target, it's not so much about the target. It's more about you and what you're putting out there. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay. So mad because I was out and about yesterday buying. I know. I always kick myself. But if you buy a gift, it's not too late. I mean, yesterday, okay, I'll tell you a funny story. I did a whole, like on Wednesday, I looked like crap. My hair was like 7 days dirty and I did not want to be on camera. So I wasn't. And I just did a couple of like pictures of things. And then the next day, but by the way, during that day, I wrote up an offer, it got accepted, and we went under contract. Okay. Because that's usually what it happens when you look like dog poop and you've got on like your baseball cap and your pajamas, right? So the next day when I washed my hair, I did a whole little montage of me writing up an offer, me getting it accepted. Here's my happy dance. Like there's 3 stories right there. And it didn't even really happen on that day. It happened the day before. I am pretty transparent. Like I do like to keep it like this is actually what's happening in my life. I don't do it like a week later because I forget. But you can always just go in like a minute later and say, oh, look at this gift, or just take a picture of it after the fact, So, do you do your home tours on your phone? Yes. I've done some home tours, but my phone is so shaky. What do you use to record the listing so it looks better? I have a photographer that I have gotten a relationship with. He actually reached out to me on Instagram. That's right. And I would always do professional photos for your listing. But as far as, sorry, I had a call. As far as like what you're doing on your social media, one thing I will tell you this, I learned this from one of the Powerhouse guys. When you're filming, you don't go like this. You go like this with your whole body. That makes it a lot less shaky. And this can be for everybody, not just realtors. So you just want to make sure your body's moving and not just the camera. Cause I know my camera gets like crazy shaky and I've got this crazy bad finger and it's a whole thing. So make sure you do your whole body and not just the camera. So anyway, how important is it to show your face on Reels? It is so important. If I can say nothing else, you want your face everywhere. I used to do open houses and tours and just do the room. And then one of the most brilliant powerhouse girls who has like 115,000 followers was like, you always walk into the house and you go like this. You feel stupid. You're going to feel stupid. But in the Instagram followers' mind, you're the expert. Look at me. Here I am at this house. Come on, come with me. I'm going to show you all about it. Even if it's not your listing, they think you're the expert. So you want to always have your face with whatever. And it doesn't have to be, obnoxious, but that's why I think stories are so important, because it's much easier to put your face all over stories and just do a quick, and I'll tell you some other little tips. How am I doing on time? Oh, good Lord. It's almost noon. I haven't even gotten close. Make sure I'm in a window right now. Put your face in a window for all us longer in the tooth babies, and make sure the sun is on your face, and also get a really badass filter. Relax You Pretty is my favorite. Write it down. It's on every single one of my stories. The other day, my friend Kristen was like, I said, you look so beautiful. She goes, it's your filter. I'm like, it's the bomb. It doesn't make you like crazy. It's not like you look like Giselle. It's not one of those really crazy ones, but my goal in life is to look like I do on my filter. Anyway. Yeah, batch shoot content with makeup and hair done. I just pick a day or two out of the week that I'm going to actually wash my hair and put on a top, and I will batch some things like just, y'all, I'm telling you, when we get into B-roll next week, one of our fearless leader, Amy Gregory, did one where she was sitting like this in her chair, putting her tennis shoes on, tying her shoes. 1 million views. I don't know what that says about people, that they're obsessed with feet, maybe. I don't know. And then she got 1 million people saying, why don't you wear socks with your tennis shoes? Like, that's crazy, but who cares? At least she got a conversation out of it, right? I have also heard people talk about this. Now, I haven't done this yet, but like whenever you're doing a talking head, and that's when you're like filming yourself talking, some people say you should hold something weird. Like you're talking, but you're holding like a banana, or you're holding your water bottle. So it's like a little bit of a distraction, but just enough to where people might actually say, oh, what kind of water bottle is that? Or why are you holding a banana? It's all about starting conversations with people. So yeah, you downloaded it from my story. That's right. Oh, military families PCSing. Is that supposed to be moving to upstate New York? Anyway, military's great. Are you a military person? Is your husband in the military? Why is that your ideal client? Are you still here? Yes. PC. Oh, see, I don't know anything about that. See, that's why I would never make a reel about that. Yes. Military spouse. Okay. So that's brilliant. You just talk about that, but talk about it in a way that's just your life. You're not talking about it like, oh, I can help you do this because I'm an expert. One of our powerhouse girls did this amazing video about her husband going off, and he wrote her like 100 letters or something, and she was supposed to open one every day. It was the most beautiful. We were all bawling, crying, watching it. And then she said in the reel, but I didn't have to open the last 10, which was like a cliffhanger, like, oh my gosh, did he make it back? And then it showed them hugging and their family. It was the most beautiful reel. But there are so many beautiful things that you can do. In fact, Carly, are you in Powerhouse? I don't know, because Powerhouse is big, but if not, DM me, I'll send you her reel. She does it so well. She's amazing. And she's selling like 30 million a year. So yeah, you need to follow her. I'll give you her name. Anyway, okay, let me see if I can get through this stuff. If you have to go, I totally get it. What is my next slide? I don't even remember. What do they want? Oh, know, like, and trust. We already talked about that. You're just basically putting yourself out there for people to know, like, and trust you. You don't want them, like, that's the problem with like getting a mailer. That's just a picture of a person and it's all been curated and like made to look a certain way. When you are vulnerable and you're on your camera just talking, people love that. And it's so funny, the stuff that they will ask you about. It is the most random, but that's because they just want a real person. You know what I mean? And it used to, you would ask your mama what to do or your sister because you all lived in communities. Now it's Amazon, everybody's living everywhere. And so they look to people on social media to tell them what to do and where to list their house and where to live. And so you're just basically their guru. That is your job, to tell them what's going on and what's down. So anyway, okay, what was that one? Train the algorithm. Oh, explore page. So if you look at the bottom of your phone, if we don't get through all these, that's okay. You'll be here next week, right? Yeah. At the bottom, there's that little monocle, you know, the circle with the line. That's your explore page. And let me just ask you this. Pull up your phone, pull up your explore page right now. Whoa. So you go to your explore page. It's so fascinating to see what Instagram thinks that you're exploring. Because not only is it listening to you, but it also is watching what you do. I took a deep dive the other night in the bathtub on the Wedded Bliss, which was just all proposals of little baby 25-year-old people in Paris, like getting proposed to. And so now guess what? Now I've got like wedding stuff in here. I got to get rid of that. But it's so funny how it really does listen and watch what you spend the most time on, and then it's going to send you more of that. Canva for Reels is amazing. I use Canva I use Canva more for my materials, like for listings and stuff. I don't really use it so much for Reels because Reels, I'm doing more of my own video and it's more organic. I feel like Canva's a little curated, you know, like it's a little, people are wanting more of you. They're wanting more of your personality and not so much just a pretty picture. Cause you know, and another thing, stop putting just listed, pending, sold, under contract. You can do that, but if that's the bulk of your stuff, then it's just, people just don't really care. Other agents care. But people are like, oh, you know, I will put sold because I want them to know that I'm selling stuff. But as I used to put like, oh, just listed, oh, just under contract, oh, now we're pending. Nobody cares. Unless it's a fun story. Like I do a lot of those, like, oh my gosh, listen to how this all came together. We didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. And I'll put it in the caption, and then I'll do like a picture of the backyard and a cool tagline that says sold, you know. But other than that, people just really don't, you know, they all know we're realtors. They all know that we're out there working. So I would spend more time just doing more organic content and less curated Canva stuff. It's going to make your life easier anyway. It's going to make your life so much easier. Trending audio. I'm going to go into that big time next week, but I will tell you just a quick overview of how to do it. When you go to your Explore page, there's a little reel down here in the bottom. Click on that. Now I'm going to tell you another thing. You can train the algorithm to find trending audio. Okay. So right now, my algorithm is so, look at the bottom. This is a new thing that they just came up with this week. And it says interested, not interested. How cool is that? So it's trying to help you find what you want. Well, this doesn't have trending audio. The reason why I know that is that at the bottom, there's just a little note. If you're trending audio, you have an arrow that's pointing up. So I am not interested in this one because I don't want to see anything where it's not trending audio. because I like to pull my trending audio from reels that are already out there. Okay. So, okay, nothing in my explore page is good. Oh, here we go. Here's a girl who's in the powerhouse, actually. So right here, you see there's an arrow. Gosh, I hate pointing with my bad finger. It's so gross. Wait, where am I? Okay, there we go. Do y'all see that little arrow down here? It's pointing up. That means it's trending. Click on that. If you see one that's trending, okay, that will bring you to this page. This page will tell you what the audio is, what it sounds like. And this little button right here says the original. You want that number down there to be over 1 million. So this one is really good because it's 4.4. Oh, this is a perfect. I'm going to make a reel out of this when we hang up here. So what I'm going to do is press use audio. Okay. Then I'm going to make a reel out of it. Or even better, if you're not ready to make the reel yet, you're going to press that little save button right there, and that will save it in your audio for when you're making a reel later. The reason why I love this one is it's 589 reels. It's trending up. So that means only 589 people have used this music. I used to pick songs that I thought would like go with the video or whatever. Screw that. That day is over. No more like, you know, using what matches the content. Now we want trending audio because it gets you more eyes. Okay. You should always, always, always use trending audio. That's just, I have this on the next slide to show you all this, but basically you're going to use that audio. And the reason why I love it is because it's less than 5,000 people are using it so far. So it's trending up. Once it hits about 5,000, it starts to get saturated, and then it's not going up as fast. You know what I'm saying? 200 to 500 is like the perfect sweet spot. That means it's going to pop off and fly. And then you always want to make sure that the original is 1 million or more. If it's less than 1 million, that means that the original didn't get a lot of traction yet. No, you can't use the original. This is the original. So this is the, see how it says original audio at the top? That's what you're using. You always want to use original audios or things that are trending. So you put that in the little save bar. Then when you go to make a reel, you attach music to it, and you'll go to that in whatever that says at the top, interior designerella, and I'll go use that audio. Does that make sense? So that's how you find trending audio. I will take, like, when you're just scrolling, instead of scrolling, yeah, I would do, yes, 500 plus reels is good. Under 5,000 is where the sweet spot is. So from 200 to 5,000, it means it's going up. Once it hits 5,000, it's kind of slowing down. And then I will literally at night, like while we're watching TV, I will just scroll through these. There's another one, arrow up. I click on it. That one has 10,000 reels. That's too many. I don't need that one. So then I'll go back. I'll go to another one. I'll just do this for like 15 minutes every day. It is so much fun. I love music anyway. So I get off on this. So this one, arrow is up. And this one has 499 reels. And the original is 4.8. What? That's amazing. So I'm going to say, save, please. I don't even care what the music is, because I know that when I put any kind of video to that and put a tag, it's going to fly. That's when you get viral reels. Okay. So that's trending audio. And then do we have another one? Somebody else had another question. Yes, we're going to have 2 more Zooms after this. We're going to do this the whole month of February. And then, my darlings, we're going to keep it going, but it ain't going to be free. I'm doing a lot of work here. Anyway, okay. So here's what you got to do tomorrow. All right. Or this week. Daily breakdown is, if you have the time, it shouldn't take you more than an hour to do this. You're going to engage with your community of your alpha client with that little monocle. So you're going to do that for about 15 minutes. You're just going to talk to people. You're going to offer advice. Hey, yeah, oh, I love that. dog groomer. They're my favorite. So glad you are having good experiences there. Just talk. You're just talking to people and you're explore. I will go see agents in Dallas and I'll be like, congratulations on their solds. Cause that's what agents love to do is talk about how they sold or they're under contract. I hope we're all under contract. Like that's our job. Like, geez, woohoo. Like you're so great. No, show me like the community, show me how to get into the PTA, show me how I sign up for the Y. And what do we do in the summer when it's 120 degrees? Show me that. That's the realtor I want to know. I want to know where to put my Christmas tree in my den. I want to know that you know that. Not like that you can sell some houses. I don't really care about that. I want to know like, what are you going to do that aligns with my values? So that's why it's so important to get so crystal clear. Like Barb, you're going to be talking to moms like all day long. You're going to get your alpha mom and it's going to be you 5 years ago when you were stressed like me, when I was like crying in my bed every morning and I was hormoning out and I was just like, I don't know what to do with my life. My kids are growing up and my life is over and I may as well just go like start wearing culottes and like bad shoes. No, we are not doing that. But that is how I felt. I felt like my life was over, but it wasn't. It's just starting, right? So you would be talking to that mom. You're probably talking to a little bit younger mom than that, but that's who I would be talking to. So anyway, okay. So then you're going to post 5 to 6 stories a day. If you post one, that's awesome. I'm very proud of you. That's awesome. Susie Cruz is in. Can we let her in? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I bet these people thought it was noon. Yes, Jean, question.
So the 5 to 6 stories, when you say that, do you always want like a story of us in our face or just like all 5 or 6 of them is me?
Yeah, I wouldn't overthink it. I would make
Okay.
sure you're in one of them.
Okay.
I will do like, here's what I had for breakfast. Oh, look, I'm doing celery juice again. It's such a whip. Tell me.
Okay. But
what-
sharing other people's content on my stories is not actually counting as a story.
It is a story. Yeah. Don't
Okay.
think
Okay. Okay.
you just,
Okay.
wanna
Just
make
do it.
You're saturating it with stuff. Make sure
Okay.
you're one of them. Sometimes I'm not. Like that day that I was like in a baseball cap all day and really actually doing head down work and like writing up contracts, I was not in a story that day. But I had a picture of my breakfast. I had a picture of like, my feet and my new tennis shoes walking, like
Okay.
dorky stuff. But you know how many comments I got on those Hokas? Oh, I love those. Oh, y'all, my husband is so sweet. He bought those and they're so ugly. They're purple and turquoise and hot pink. And I am like kind of a mono. I mean, I have on green today, but usually I'm black, white, red, gray. Like I am not purple. But I'm wearing them by God because he is a wonderful man. It's like, so of course I had to make a story. I was like, what do you think about my new kicks? And so many people were like, they're so cute. Of course, my daughter wants them. See, I got to be cool. I just got to be cool like that. So I'm forcing myself to wear the lavender. I mean, they look like clown shoes. I was walking. I was like, dun, 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 dun. Anyway. Okay. So 5 to 6 stories make it. Oh, yes, Allison.
I have a question about the 30 to 50 accounts that in our niche. Should that be like other realtors or builders or designers or like our ideal engaging with our ideal clients, like people in our
And your
neighborhood?
niche is you're a realtor. So you're going to look out realtors.
Okay. So okay.
In my niche who are doing it well. And you're going to engage with them because what you're doing is you're watching what they do. You're watching their hooks. You're watching what goes viral with them. You're like researching them.
Okay. I see what
So
you mean.
you can emulate them.
Okay. Got it.
You're going to put your twist on them. And that is going to make you a superstar because you're going to have those hooks. You don't even have to think about it.
Right. Okay.
Another thing I learned in my powerhouse, because this is where I learn everything. If you're not before the internet, they were talking about, they used to get like Real Simple magazine. What are your favorite magazines? HGTV, Real Simple, House Beautiful. Look on the cover of those magazines. What are they talking about in February of 2024? Write those down. Those can be your hooks. You can even do it online. You can just look up House Beautiful. What's their cover page look like? Oh, look, the best way to remodel your kitchen. Make that a hook. You know, this is what they've done a ton of research. They know what people are looking for. Real Simple is a good one for thriving family. That would be really good for, you know, for lots of things. So do that kind of research. But the market research is more, who do you want to be like?
Okay.
That you're going to be anything like them, but you're just getting ideas of what works. You know what I'm saying? It's just making your life easier.
All
And
right, great.
then you're going to
Thanks.
spend, then you're going to spend 10 minutes a day responding to DMs. Do not get freaked out if you don't have a lot of DMs. I still don't have a lot of DMs. I get so fired up when I get a DM. I'm like, somebody responded to me. Like, it gets me so excited. It will come. It's all a process. And the more you put yourself out there, the more you're doing these daily reels, the more you're doing stories, people will start responding back to you, especially when it's a poll. Love polls. Oh my God. I do those I try to remember to do those every day because I forget how interactive those are. And they can be so dumb. Who do you want for the Super Bowl? Or like, I'll be like, do you even know where the Super Bowl is? Do you even know who's in the Super Bowl? I don't. And my son plays D1 football. I don't know jack, but that's okay. I usually just pick who has the cutest costumes. That's why I don't watch.
Amy, do you do hashtags? Are you saying no to hashtags or?
I'm going to go into hashtags next week.
Okay.
Another really cool thing you can do is, there's research you can do on that too, but I don't have time to get into it, but basically you just look up your ideal, what am I trying to say? The market research that you're doing, look at their hashtags. That's the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
So if they have and you want to make sure they have 20 to 100,000 followers, because that's where you want to be. I mean, I have 2,500, I'm not there, but I want to be there. So what are they doing? How are they, blowing it out? I want to emulate that. I want to use their hashtags. I will say another thing. I have I'm going to show you all this thing next week that is going to blow your mind, but I don't have time today. But it's called Boards. If you want to look it up, it's mind blowing. But basically, every time I do a reel, I have different buckets of who I'm looking at. I'm either looking at buyers, I'm looking at sellers, or I'm looking at agents. Those are my 3 buckets of who I gear towards. So I have a list of hashtags that I use for buyers. I have a list of hashtags and I save them in my little notes on my phone, and I use the same ones every time. Again, you're working with the algorithm. So you're teaching the algorithm, this is who I want every single time. And there's a way that you can explore the hashtags. It's pretty detailed. I don't even know that y'all want to deal with it. I would just go to who you want to be like and copy theirs. Save the time. Because a lot of this takes a lot of time, especially when you're getting started. You're going to be like, this is so hard. Screw this. Make it easy. Just don't spend more than an hour. And I know you're probably like, I don't have an hour a day, but if you think about it, let's do that. I'm just going to do this for y'all really quick. I'm going to be very vulnerable. You don't have to go tell everybody this about my numbers. But last year I closed, well, it doesn't really matter what I closed. You want to know what I made, right? I made $200,000. That's right. And in January, I had 1 client. I'm just saying, this is why you have to be doing this. Are you hearing me? Are you feeling me? I mean, maybe y'all already make 200,000. I wasn't making 200,000. So anyway, I did that. And I think I looked on just now when we looked on our professional dashboard, I had 380 things that I put out there. So every time I post a story or a reel, I'm making $526. Isn't that worth it? That is worth it. Now, did all these people call me off of Instagram and say, I saw your precious story. Will you come sell my $2 million house? No. But you know what did happen? The people who were already in my sphere, the people who knew who I was, called me And they're like, oh my gosh, I love what you're doing on Instagram. Hey, will you come look at my house? I had someone call me and say, are you still taking clients? I was like, bless. Sure. I'll come look at your. Are you kidding? Is that not like your favorite call ever when somebody's like, are you still taking clients? I guess, sure. Yeah, I mean, I had one client. Are you kidding? I was like, I got in the car so fast. I was like, girl, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Let's go. I mean, that's really how brilliant this is. Like, I had 0 in my pipeline and I had 1 client in January of 2023. And by December 29th, on December 29th, I closed almost $5 million in real estate in 1 day. And I was in surgery getting this fixed. I'm telling y'all, now don't go tell everybody I said this, but it's true. This is how important it is to be on social media. I cannot emphasize it enough. So anyway, all right, but forget those numbers. You didn't hear that. Or you know what? Let's just talk about numbers. Let's make it normal to talk about numbers because that's important. Like, why are we embarrassed to talk? I mean, I'm talking to myself right now. I'm a Southern belle. We don't talk about numbers. But by God, I am, because you know what? It paid off a lot of things. I paid off all our cars and felt like a champ and get to go on vacation this year and buy my husband a truck. I bought him a truck. He was so happy. Anyway, okay. Real strategy. Let's go through that really quick. Or we can start this next week. Does anybody have like, I have like about 10 more minutes. Can y'all stay or do you want to wait till next week? Type of one in the chat if you want to stay. Y'all are awesome. Oh, that's why. I wondered why that happened. Okay. By the way, stay. Y'all are my people. Okay. Let me do one quick thing so that Riley can be in charge. Or you know what? Don't worry about it, Riley. I got it, baby. We're good. Look at me, all technology. Oh, now I'm trying to share my screen. Okay, yeah. Okay, so basically, I'm going to make her the host really quick just to be easier. I can't do it, Riley. I don't know what's happening. Sorry. More. There we go. Make host. Got it. All right, we're good. Let's go back to real strategy really quick. The one with the sunglasses and the sun. Do you see that one, Riley? Okay. Yes, I'm going to give you the homework in 2 seconds. I'm going to do this really quick. So the real strategy is you're going to do a 7-second video. That's it. Do not go over 7 seconds. If it's over 7 seconds, people are ADD and they will move on. And what's really great is I love you, Kristen. In 7 seconds, if it's a reel that's kind of keeps looping around, then you get more views and your algorithm goes up. So you kind of want it to be like, just like this little B-roll where you're just scanning a kitchen or and I have found the slower the scan, the better. Some of the things that people love, if you're a realtor, are going upstairs. I don't get it, but they love it. Going down a hall, crazy, but those are some of my biggest, and a really slow pan of just a little bit of the kitchen. Because then it'll go back and they're like, oh, wait, I don't know. It's psychology. I don't get it. But those are some of my highest trending things for some reason. You're going to always put trending audio with it. Do not put a song unless it's trending. I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. And at the end of your caption, so you're going to have your trending audio, you're going to have your B-roll, you're going to put your tagline that you've already researched, and then you're going to make your little caption with your hashtags and all that. If you don't do all these steps, it is not the end of the world. This is just like the beautiful buffet of, if you did everything, then this would be a perfect world. I never do all of this. I never get it all in there because I forget. But you must, this is important, have a call to action. That means you write your little blurb. Look at this house. It's so great. I went to see it. If you'd like to see more of this house, DM me the word whatever the street is, Mimosa, and I'll send you the full tour. Okay. This is what you need to have a call to action in every single reel that you do. The reason why is you want them to engage with you and you want to get them off of the app and into your CRM so you can follow up and drip on them, right? So, for example, you did a home tour, the name of the street was Johnston, and then you say, look at this great house. I went and looked at it. Aren't the windows awesome? Or whatever you're saying in the thing. By the way, if you want to see more of this, you want to see the full home tour, DM me the word Johnston, and I'll send you the full home tour. Then what I do, because I'm with EXP and we can do squeeze pages, I do a squeeze page link of that home tour from my CRM. And then when the people say Johnston in my DMs, I take that link and I put it in their DMs. It feeds them right into my CRM. So now I have their email. Now I have their phone number. And the only way that they can see that is by putting in their email and their phone number. We can go into that next week because that's a little more nuanced, but that is how you really get going with like getting them off the Instagram into your CRM and really getting to drip on them and do that kind of stuff. Make sure when they comment, you send them the link. And so in the beginning, you don't have a lot of DMs. So you'll get a couple a day and you'll be like, oh, they want to see the property. Okay, great. And then you can even say, hey, are you looking in XYZ area? You know, I'm a specialist. You don't say that. No, that's too cheesy. Don't even say that. Just be like, oh yeah, you're looking in, you're looking on 30A. I live on 30A. This one's great. I went and looked at it. I loved the kitchen. Do you want to see more? Here it is. Just start a conversation. Where do you live? Why are you moving to Florida? Are you divorced? No, I'm joking. Don't say that. But you just start talking. You wouldn't believe people give me their whole life story in the grocery store. So on DMs, I tear that up. I'm like, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. Okay, so that's good. And then here's your homework. Sorry, it took me, I swear I should make this class an hour and a half, shouldn't I? DM your analytics to me if you haven't already. I just want to be able to follow up with all my beautiful babies. We're going to do 1 reel a day. Just make it messy. Progress over perfection. And then 4 to 5 stories a day. They can be your breakfast. They can be your feet. They could be you walking on a nature walk. I'll tell you another reel that is my biggest performer is walking my dogs and filming the front yards. And then I put the tagline, why people are moving here. That is my biggest performer. I do it once a week. And then I just write in the thing. You can go to ChatGPT and ask these questions. We'll talk about this next week. Or you can just say to yourself, what are my favorite things about living in Lakewood? And I write them down, put it in a caption. And by the way, at the end, your call to action is, if you want to see more houses like this that have just hit the market, send me the words just listed and I will send you a full, and I'll link them to my CRM and they can look up anything they want. And I have now have their emails. It's brilliant. And it gets them off the app and into your pocket. It's awesome. And then if you need idea for reels, DM me reels, REELS. I will send you that social media calendar. You can just print it off, stick it on your wall, do it that way. And during the week, if you're making breakfast, film B-roll. If you're in your kitchen, do you know how many B-roll videos I have of my kitchen or my fireplace or my dogs or me walking, just showing my feet and leaves, or the dumber, the better. Drinking coffee. People love that stuff, especially if it has your face. A lot of people love just you, like, seven seconds, done. Put some music to it. Go watch my stuff or go watch Amy Gregory. She's amazing. She's the queen. She's who I learned everything from. And she will tie her shoelaces and get 1 million views. It's crazy. It's a very voyeuristic thing. Anyway, okay. So that's the homework. Have fun. enjoy it. Don't overthink it. Just if you don't do 4 a day, if you don't do it at all one day, guess what? It'll be there tomorrow. But it's just the more you do it, the easier it gets. And the more people will see you and your beautiful face, and they'll be like, oh, I forgot that she's a realtor. You know, we were thinking about selling in the spring. I wonder if she could help us. Done. Then that's it. No more cold calling, no more door knocking. Okay, does anybody have any questions? No? Awesome. Okay, you can DM me anytime. I love this stuff. I think it's so much fun. And I hope to see y'all all next week. Thank you so much. Go have a great weekend. Take some video of everything and just have fun with it.